we're looking at the volume-aligned VWAP indicator, and we've made some changes to the alerts. So I want to show you what we've got here and why these changes are for the better. As you know, we're always looking for an opportunity in a trend. When the trend is pulling back, we're looking for the opportunity to get in when it's rotating into the next expansion. And this is exactly what we've got right here. This is really crucial. Okay, so what I'll be looking to do if we hit replay here, in Discord, when I send one of these ideas in, here we go. Okay, euro dollar, look for the pullback and the rotation. So I'll send something like that in. All you need to do, well, we're just looking at this on gold at the moment, is come in here and set the alert. There's two alerts you want to set. I will look at those in a second. But what we're wanting to achieve here is to get involved when this rotates. Simple as that. Okay, so we're looking for that opportunity. Now we've got a little bit of a thing here. You could have probably got involved with that, but that's a pullback. I mean, I guess you could have done that. And if that's the case, you're going to use the trend channel here for your stop loss. So you've got those red dots, okay? But let's just play this because I want to show you how precise this is going to be. We'll just go 5 times the speed. All right, it pulls back a little further. Yep, okay. And what you have here is the candles turning from red to white. And I might be specific in the idea, and I would say something like, if the candles are all red, I will say wait for white candles and then take the next red alert. Wait for white candles to take the next red alert is there. It's here, here, and here. All right, now there's 2 ways to get involved with this. One, you might want to wait. All right, so this is our VWAP alert here. This is the VWAP cluster break right there. Okay, so you want to see a combination of that alert with the VWAP cluster breakout, and that is very, very precise and much higher probability because we're breaking under this blue and purple and the blue dash lines, right? This is the VWAP cluster breakout. So the VWAP cluster, you can see there's 4 lines involved. We break out of those 4 lines, this one, and then there's 2 dashed. All right, that's a very high probability setup in a downtrend. All right, so you could be aggressive and take these before we see the cluster breakout. But the risk with that is we don't know whether somebody with a lot of capital up there is, wanting to do that and then do that. So this alert here, along with that, it's a very high probability setup. All right, so I'll just show you how to set the alerts. I'll just go out of the replay, leave. And I think, this is just going to be our main weapon, to be honest. All right, so I'll say something like, and it's just one indicator we need. This one here, I'll say something like, wait for the pullback and set a VWAP alert, 3 dots, add alert. All right, in fact, what we might do is add 2 more. It's going to be any bullish and any bearish. So it can be really specific. You're only looking for bearish. So rather than setting 2 bearish alerts, multi-line break, bearish, and the trend shift bearish, okay, we might be able to select any bullish or any bearish. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, so you would look for either one of those. Yeah, and just keep an eye on how the VWAPs. So here, for example, this is trending now. And, you want to get in on every pullback right there. Pullback, short, pullback, go short, pullback. You see what I'm saying? Go short. Whoops. There. At some stage, you get to the end of a trend, and that happens. It's fine. But you want to catch these on the way down and build a buffer. All right, so let's just say, this is the strategy to show you. All right, so we're trading gold, and we just take every one of these. All right, close partial profits on the previous, open a new one. Close partial profits on the previous, open a new one. You know, and copy that. So you're building a buffer all the way with these. You know, and it gets to the bottom, and at some stage it turns around. In fact, if you're scalping, you're going to just exit on the first white candle. This is a 1 hour chart. Yeah, but I mean, that's what we've got at the moment, and I couldn't be happier. Like, here's a bullish example. So, you know, it pulls back. You've got these green alerts here that you can go with. So, you know, like the white candle, this is when it starts to rotate bullish right there, and you want to catch that. That's the break here above all of the VWAP lines right there. It did it here as well. Okay, so you just go long again here. All right, okay, common sense. You get in early on these trends, but eventually it'll turn around. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so that's what we've got. So the VWAP breakout is this label that you see here with a little dot, and the trend shift is the up and down triangles. Okay, if you want access and you haven't got access, just go to my website. Okay, with that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.